Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. This is your science lecture of grade 5th, and I am your science teacher Aparna Pandey from Art and Progressive School, Lamachor. So student, as you all know that we have completed our chapter number 3, skeletal system. So now it's time to start our new chapter and the chapter number 4. So the name of our new chapter is Nervous System and Sense Organs. The name of our new chapter is Nervous System and Sense Organs. So see that in this chapter, students, we will learn that how our nerves in our body function and how our sense organs respond for the things. These all things we are going to learn in today's video. So beta, first of all I want to tell you that how you come to know when any insects come and sits on your body. How you come to know that? You have some feeling, right? You get some type of feel on your skin that any insects came and sit over there. So what is this? This is a type of a feeling that you got. Means you got a sense that your skin has felt. Okay, and when skin has felt this sense, then some message is gone to the brain, and then brain has respond for that, and after the response of the brain, what you have done, you have just done like this, and then you have thrown away that insects from your body. So it is a type of action, that it is the type of coordination between the nerves, sense organs and your brain. So student, and similarly, suppose when you eat some sour taste items, then you make some, you will feel that when you are eating some sour taste items, there is some type of a reaction in your body. Okay, you wink your eyes like this and you feel that, oh my god, it is so sour in taste. So what it is? How you are responding this? This all is due to the active sense organs and active nervous system. So beta, in today's class we are going to learn this only, that how these nerves and sense organs function in our body. So when we talk about the nervous system, we find that nervous system is a main controlling unit of our body. Nervous system is a main controlling unit of our body. Means, see, I am not saying nerves, I am saying nervous system. This is a complete system which involves so many things in it for functioning well, and it is a main controlling unit. Means, with the help of the nervous system only our body is able to function. So it is the main controlling function of our body. As I told you, it is a nervous system. So system consists of more items than one. So similarly here also we will see that nervous system consists of 3 parts. What are these 3 parts? These are brain, spinal cord and nerves. The nervous system consists of the 3 parts, and these 3 parts are brain, spinal cord and nerves. Okay, these 3 parts are the brain, spinal cord and nerves. Now student, here see that nervous system include brain also, spinal cord also and nerves also, and when these 3 function together, then our body is able to work properly. Okay, now see what it is written here, that network of nerves run throughout our whole body. What it is saying? Network of nerves run throughout our whole body. Means in our whole body there is a well developed network of nerves. There is a well developed network of nerves which is helping our body, which is in our whole body, and it helps in functioning. Now let's see that how it helps in functioning. A very short view, because briefly we will see later on. So a very short view that how these three function together, that I am going to show you here. See students, what I have written? Sense organs. Here I have written brain, and here I have written instruction for action, and over the arrow I have written nerves. What it is? See beta. What happens that suppose, as I told you, suppose suppose you have touched some hot utensil. So what is this? How you will come to know that you have touched hot utensil? Through your sense organs, through your skin, and skin is a sense organ. So the first rule is of sense organ. Now when you have touched the hot utensil, how you will come to know that whether you have to keep your hand there or you have to put your hand away from the utensil. How you will come to know this? So for this, nerves helps you. How nerves helps you? That when you have touched the hot utensil, at the second, nerve has sent the message to the brain. Nerve has sent the message to the brain that you have touched hot utensil. Okay, this message to the brain is sent by the nerves. Utensil is touched by the sense organ. Then what sense organ has felt? That message is given to the brain with the help of the nerves. Okay. And after that, when the message is gone to the brain, now beta, it's time that brain will decide whether you have to touch, whether you have to put your hands on the utensils still, or you have to put out your hand away from there, or you have to take out your hand away from that hot utensil. Okay. So when message is gone to the brain has taken the decision, and after taking the decision, brain has given instruction for action. Brain has given instruction for action. Now how brain will give instruction for action? That whether you have to take away your hand or you have to still touch the utensil. So how you will come to know this? This you will come to know with the help of the nerve. This you will come to know with the help of the nerve. So what it is? That nerves are helping us in sending messages. Nerves are helping us in sending messages. In first case, the feeling of the sense organ is sent to the brain with the help of the nerve. So nerve has here supported the sense organ by sending its message to brain. In second case, again now brain has decided what you have to do next. So that decision of the brain, that what action you have to take, that brain has taken, that message is also given by the nerves. So here we can see that student, nerves are helping us in sending messages. And here we can see that like this, by sending messages, by receiving messages, and by making coordination between the brain, the sense organ, the spinal cords, our nervous system works. Okay. So from here what we have learned, that by making the coordination between the brain, nerves, spinal cord, our nervous system works. So we can say that the role of the nervous system is to coordinate and make function of our body. The role of the nervous system is to coordinate and make function of our body. Okay. Now when we talk about the nervous system, I told you that it consists of three parts. What are these? Brain, spinal cord, and nerves. So in today's class, students, we are going to study about the brain. We are going to study about the brain. See now, when we talk about the brain beta, first of all, before going in deep, let me tell you that the brain is a very delicate part, a very delicate organ that is covered inside the skull. That is covered inside the skull. Okay, brain is a very soft organ that is covered by the skull, or that is protected by the skull, and there is a gap between the brain and the skull. Okay, there is some gap between the brain and the skull, and that gap is filled with some jelly-like substance or some jelly-like fluid. Okay, that gap is filled with some jelly-like fluid. Now, what is the role of this jelly-like fluid here? That this jelly-like fluid substance helps our brain from getting jerks and shocks. From getting jerks and shocks means getting jerks means when you get some injury. तो उस समय हमारे ब्रेन को कोई झटका ना लगे, कोई शॉक ना लगे, कोई नुकसान ना हो. So for that there is a gap between the skull and the brain, and it is filled with that gap is filled with the jelly-like fluid, and this fluid is actually protecting the brain.
Now you can see, students, on your screen that there is a picture of a brain. See, the outer side, that white color is a skull, and inside the orange color is a brain. Between the skull and a brain there is a jelly-like substance fluid, and its name is cerebrospinal fluid. This fluid protect our brain from the jerks and the shocks. Okay, this is that fluid.
All over structure of the brain. Now when we talk particularly about the brain, then we come to know that brain also consists of three parts. Brain also consists of three parts. The single unit brain is made up of three parts. And what are these three parts? So student, these three parts are cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. These three parts are cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. Now, first part is cerebrum, second part is cerebellum, and the third part is medulla. These are the three parts of the brain.
Now students, you can see again on a screen there is a picture of a brain. Now this picture is showing you the different parts of the brain. And what are these? These are the cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. Medulla is also called brain stem. This connects our skull, or we can say this connects our brain to our backbone. This is the role of the brain stem or medulla.
When we talk about the first part, that is cerebrum. When we talk about the first part, that is cerebrum, then what we will see that cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. As brain is made up of the three parts, cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. So the first part, cerebrum, is the largest part of the brain. Okay. Second, that this part is highly developed part. This part is highly developed part. Another thing is that it is located in the upper part of the brain. Brain has different portion. Okay. So in that different portion of the brain, the upper part of the brain is covered by the cerebrum. The upper portion of the brain is cerebrum. Okay. And this upper portion of the, I am not saying about the skull, I am saying the brain. So the upper part of the brain is covered by the cerebrum, and this cerebrum is where it is. It is in the front side of the head and the back part of the head. अगर हम head के according से compare करें तो ये कौन-कौन सा area cover कर देता है? Front head and the back head. This cerebrum portion covers the front head as well as the back head. And if we say about the brain, then it covers all the upper part of the brain. That's why we said that cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. Okay, then what we say that cerebrum. Now what is the role of the cerebrum? We have discussed the portion of the cerebrum. Okay, now let's discuss the role of the cerebrum, that why cerebrum is important, what role it plays. So cerebrum of the brain is responsible for thinking, learning, intelligence, logic. Okay, this part of the brain is responsible for all the things that you need for doing studies, that is thinking, learning, intelligence and logic. Okay, so these things are controlled by the cerebrum. As well as cerebrum also controls our eyes, nose, tongue, ear. Okay, the function of our eyes, nose, tongue and ear is controlled by the cerebrum. So student, here I hope about the cerebrums things are clear to you. Okay, now let's move to the second part of the brain, that is cerebellum. The second part of the brain is cerebellum. Now what it is? It is the second part of the brain which is the below of the cerebrum. Below of the cerebrum means cerebrum is on the top. So below side of the cerebrum our cerebellum located. Okay, below side of the cerebrum, cerebellum located. Okay, now let's see what is the role of the cerebellum. So we see that it maintains posture and balance of our body. It maintains posture and balance of our body. Posture means that how your body is. If somebody is like this, somebody is like this, somebody has some other problem in their body. So these all things are controlled by the cerebellum. So it helps in maintaining the proper posture as well as it also maintain the balance of our body. You have seen sometimes people are moving like this, sometimes they faint suddenly. So why it is so? Because there is a little problem occur for a second in a cerebellum. So then such things happen. So what it is, student, that cerebellum is the portion which is located below cerebrum. Second thing is that it is responsible for maintaining body posture as well as balance of the person. That how if person is moving straight properly, then the cerebellum is working. If person is unable to walk properly, if he is feeling like that something is moving like this, or he is feeling like a faint situation. So why it is so? Because there is a problem in the cerebellum area of the brain. Okay, then yes, what it do? It helps in the movement of the muscles. So what we can say that cerebellum regulates muscular movement and coordination. It regulates the muscular movement. It control this muscular movement. So cerebellum regulates the muscular movement and coordination. As I told you, cerebrum controls eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and also the role of it is in thinking, logic and intelligence and all. So in the same way, when we talk about the cerebellum, what we come to know that its role is to maintain body posture and balance, and what it controls in our body. So it regulates the muscular movement, how these muscles will work, how the movement these muscles will make, that is decided by the cerebellum. Okay, now students, we have third part of the brain, that is medulla. The third part of the brain is medulla. Now what is this medulla? So students, below side of the cerebellum we have cerebellum. Now in front and little below of the cerebellum we have medulla. The beneath of the cerebellum, we can say beneath means little in front and little down of the cerebellum we have medulla. Now what is this medulla? So medulla is also called the brain stem. Medulla is also called brain stem. Now why it is called brain stem? Because medulla connects the brain to the spinal cord, because medulla connects the brain to the spinal cord. Now you know brain is in this area, spinal cord is here. So medulla is like a pipe only, which the portion of the brain, it looks like a pipe. That's why we call it brain stem, and it connects the brain to the spinal cord. It connects the brain to the spinal cord. Okay, one important thing. Then second thing is that what is the role of the medulla? So when we talk about the role of the medulla, we come to know that medulla controls heartbeats, breathing, digestive system. Okay, medulla controls heartbeat, breathing, digestive system, the flow of blood in blood capillaries. Means medulla controls those things which are actually involuntary, which are involuntary actions of our body. Like I told you, we have two types of muscles, voluntary and involuntary. So at the same time, the action by that muscles is called voluntary actions and involuntary actions. So when we talk about the medulla, it controls involuntary actions. Why? Involuntary actions are the actions in which we don't have any control. Okay, involuntary actions are the actions in which we do not have any control. So we cannot control our breathing by ourselves. We cannot control the function of our heart by ourselves. We cannot control the flow of the blood in our blood capillaries by ourselves. So these all things are controlled by the medulla. These all involuntary functions are controlled by the medulla. Similarly, in case of cerebellum, when I said that it regulates the muscular movement and coordination, means now muscular movement are of our choice, and the muscles that function according to our will are called voluntary muscles. So the actions made by the voluntary muscles will called voluntary actions. So what we can say that cerebellum controls voluntary actions, because cerebellum regulates the movement of our muscles, and the movement, the actions done by our muscles are called voluntary actions, which are done by our wish. So we can say that cerebrum control our voluntary actions and medulla controls our involuntary actions. Okay, and the sense organs are mostly controlled by the cerebrum. So student, here in today's video we have discussed that what is nervous system, then the parts of the nervous system, and deeply we have discussed about the brain. Now I have two interesting facts related to brain. The first one is that brain needs supply of oxygen and blood. Brain functions, but for proper functioning of the brain, the flow of oxygen should be there every time, as well as the flow of blood should be there. Supply of oxygen and flow of blood should be maintained in the brain. These two things are the very necessary thing that is required by the brain. The supply of oxygen must not stop. Either it will create a very big problem. The person will unable to function anything. So the supply of the oxygen is very important for the brain, as well as the flow of the blood is important there. Another thing is that it's a very interesting fact that left half side of brain, the left half side of brain controls our right side of the body. Okay, the left side of the brain, the left half side of the brain controls our right side of the body, and the right side of our brain controls the left side of the body. This is a very interesting fact. Okay, कि जो हमारे ब्रेन का लेफ्ट हाफ एरिया है वो हमारी पूरी राइट साइड की बॉडी को कंट्रोल करता है, एंड द राइट साइड ऑफ द राइट हाफ पोर्शन ऑफ द ब्रेन कंट्रोल्स द लेफ्ट हाफ ऑफ द बॉडी. Okay, so remember this interesting fact, and student, go through the video properly. You will able to understand each and everything deeply. I hope you all will like this video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.